Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. Australia. There's a lot of talk about Australia. We've got the puppet tyrants frothing at the mouth every day, warning people to stay home or get fined $5,000 or whatever. A fine, by the way, that police who were recorded secretly said was complete nonsense. And all the fines will be withdrawn. You can find that video at hugotalks.com. Loads of new videos on there. Come and subscribe and you will be notified of them when they're uploaded. I can't upload them here because, well, it's YouTube. They censor everything. There were protests over the weekend in Australia. And then today I did a video earlier about the truckers who are going to go on strike. Well, protest by just stopping their trucks in the roads, hundreds of them. And they are asking the public at the moment to stock up on food before they do it in about a week's time. And now look at this report. Now this is something I was talking about a while back as a horrible possibility. I said, how long before these psychos start telling people to put up signs on their door of their house for those that have got a positive test? Well, not even that for those that are isolating. The propaganda in Australia at the moment is off the chart. The Project Fear is off the scale. I just hope that people are not falling for this. Here's the clip.
9 News can reveal COVID-19 quarantine signs must now be placed on the front doors of homes in South Australia where returned travellers are isolating for 2 weeks. Harvey Biggs has the exclusive details for us. Now, Harvey, basically authorities hope that this will add another layer of protection.
They do, Kate, and I can show you what these signs look like. They are a clear warning to anyone that those inside are completing their 14 days of isolation, and it will help mitigate the risk to potential visitors like mail and food delivery providers. But it's also hoped to provide another layer of security because neighbours may alert authorities to anyone breaking the home isolation rules. Now, these signs started being used last week for some people travelling to SA from interstate who were granted an exemption from SA Health to complete their isolation at a private residence. And 9 News understands in the coming weeks it will be used in South Australia's home quarantine trial for returning overseas travellers. It's the first trial of its kind in the country. Defence personnel and other low-risk people are likely to be part of the first cohort, and there are lots of other safeguards around the program, including an app participants can be tracked on. But it is hopefully one small step towards a new normal for dealing with international arrivals. And these developments come on a day our state eased some COVID restrictions and opened our borders. 3 restrictions.
People from those 11 government areas can come into South Australia and undertake day 1, 5 and 13 testing and quarantining before they get their day 1 result.
And here in South Australia, restrictions are easing slightly. From midnight tonight, you can now have up to 20 people at your home. Private gatherings outside the home stay at 50, but you can stand up to eat and drink, as long as you abide by the 50% capacity rule. Private functions are capped at 150 people, but the density limits now depend on if you want vertical consumption.
Did you hear that? Vertical consumption? Seating consumption? They've gone la-la. They've gone...
It will be a decision they have to make in terms of whether you have seated consumption and 3 people per 4 square metres or stand-up consumption and 1 person per 2 square metres, but it only applies to private functions in separate rooms.
The changes, while a little confusing, are still being welcomed by the hospitality sector.
There's a significant number of operators who will immediately be able to restore much of their business and certainly get additional staff back into employment.
Harvey Biggs, 9 News.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Just look at the faces on them. How fake is that? How contrived? How much more contrived can it be? They are telegraphing it to you. Artificial news, brought to you by artificial people, and will only be bought into by artificial non-thinking people. That's the smiling face of your enemy. That's the smiling face of an assassin, one that's tricked its way into your home through the television. Okay? Yeah, it's pretty full on. The Australian news, if you watch it on the YouTube news channel, say like 7 News, I think it's called, it's non-stop, relentless, every hour. Every half an hour, like a machine running at top speed, it comes across as demented. The sense of panic and fear is so over the top. It's like a weird acid trip watching the way the presenters and the politicians come across through the media. I mean, God help anyone who is sucked in by all of this. And so, yeah, this is the first time I have seen any mention of signs being put up on doors, of people's houses, warning people about who lives in the house. You can see where they might be going with that. If the media in Australia are anything to go by, the way it is presented, to me it looks like they are panicking themselves. I mean, it looks like they are desperately trying to present an image of pandemonium. I mean, is it possible that they are projecting out what they are actually feeling within themselves? Are they not meeting the deadlines that their bosses have told them to meet? And they are increasingly coming across panicked and unhinged. I was watching that Dan Andrews the other day saying on Sunday that it's a lovely sunny day today on Sunday, but don't go out, don't leave your house, or you will be spending loads of the next Sundays in the future in hospital. I mean, it sounded threatening, but it also sounded desperate. Maybe this is a good sign. These puppet tyrants are following orders, and it looks like things aren't going the way they want, or at least they're not happening as fast as they need them to. Hence the desperate attempts to project fear and panic through the medium of television. They seem to me to have some kind of deadline that they feel they have to reach, and they aren't achieving it, which tells me they are getting heat from, their bosses upstairs or from the puppet masters. Anyhow, come and check out hugotalks.com. There have been 8 or 9 videos over the weekend that I uploaded. Most of them are not on YouTube because they would be censored or they'd be taken down. A video about the footballers collapsing, another video about American teenagers doing the same thing, well, actually worse. Yesterday there was a video from an Irish doctor, a leaked NHS letter, loads of stuff. Come and subscribe and you will get updates to all new videos. Okay, I'll see you later.